Hmm. So in securities, we sorted privileges. So granting privileges from one user to another user. So batch 2 p.m. granted all permissions on EMP table to what Vijay. So after granting the permissions, so Vijay can access EMP table. Yes. So can he see the data? Vijay can see the data. Yes. Vijay can update the data. So then, because while granting, you granted what all permissions to the user Vijay. Now Vijay can insert, Vijay can update, Vijay can delete, Vijay can see the data. Okay. Now, then, so what this user is, what the password? Actually, okay. Yesterday, you granted the permissions to Vijay. Now let's see. Vijay can see. Select star from what? Batch 2 p.m. dot what EMP. So he can see the data. Okay. Then can he update the data? Can he update the data? Yes. You want to update. Update what? Batch 2 p.m. dot EMP. Update batch 2 p.m. dot EMP. Set salary equals to 2000, where employee number equal to 7369. Is updating 7369 salary with what? 2000. So who is updating? Vijay is updating. So the is batch 2 p.m. can see the changes. The changes made by Vijay is visible to batch 2 p.m. Is batch 2 p.m. can see the changes. So suppose here select sal from EMP where employee number equal to 7369. What it is showing? 800. But he updated the salary with how much? 2000. But this query is showing 800. Okay. So the changes made by one user visible to another user are not? No. The changes are visible after commit. The changes made by one user visible to another user after executing what? Commit. So the commit is executed. Once commit is executed, now again run the same query. Now this time it shows what? 2000. So when the changes are visible after executing what? Commit. Okay. Then. So now. So update, then update batch 2 p.m. dot EMP set salary equals to 2000, where number equal to 7369. So you can select, you can update, you can delete, whatever you want, you can do. Okay, na? Then one point is the changes made by one user visible to another user after commit. Changes made by one user, so visible to another user after commit. Okay, well, now, next. Well, so in this example, what you granted is, you granted what, sir? All. If you want, you can grant what? Specific permissions. You can grant what? Specific. Okay, instead of granting all, you can grant specific permissions. Like what? Granting specific privileges. Instead of granting all privileges, you can grant specific privileges. Okay, then. So then what batch 2 p.m. batch 2 p.m. is granting, but what is granting is granting only what? Select, insert, update on DEPT2 Vijay. Okay, grant, select, insert, update, delete on DEPT2 Vijay. So granting only these 3 permissions on department table to Vijay. Okay, grant, select, insert, update, delete on DEPT2 Vijay. Now, let me run this. Now, so grant succeeded. Permissions given to Vijay. Now, Vijay can access department table data. Yes. Vijay can select. Vijay can insert. Vijay can update. Yes. But Vijay can delete. No. Delete from what? Batch 11 a.m. dot DEPT, where department number equals to 10. He's trying to delete, but delete is given or not given? Not given. What this gives? Error. Tabular view does not exist. Batch, sorry. Then delete from what? Batch 2 p.m. dot DEPT, where department number equals to 10. So what is this gives? Insufficient privileges. Means user don't have what? Permissions. Insufficient privileges means user is not having permissions. Is not having permissions to delete. Is having permissions to select and insert, but is not having permissions to delete. So then if user try to delete, then it gives what? Error. So then what Vijay is doing? Vijay is what, sir? Deleting. Delete from what? So batch 2 p.m. dot DEPT, where department number equals to 10. What this command gives? Error. Next. Okay, then. But can we grant here granting permissions to how many users? One user. Can we grant permissions to multiple users? Yes. So granting what? Granting what? Permissions to multiple users. Granting permissions to multiple users. Then, so what is doing is is granting permissions. Grant all on EMP2. Okay. Grant all on EMP. Grant all on EMP2. User Vijay. So in my system, there are number of users. HR is there, etc. Some users are there. Just give comma separated by comma. Just give the list of users separated by comma. So this table is granted to WhatsApp multiple users. Then now, so it is granted to 2 users. Okay, na? Then I want to grant to all the users. I want to grant permissions to all users. We can say all on EMP2. How to grant permissions to all the users? Say public. What is public is the keyword that refers to all users. Public is the keyword that refers to all users. Okay, then. Okay, this is what granting permissions to what users. Okay, na? But you can grant only single table, but you cannot grant multiple tables. So if you try to grant multiple tables, it will not accept. What grant all on EMP comma DPT2. What's that? Public. So what it is saying? Missing keywords. Okay, then. So you can grant only single table, but can't grant what? Multiple tables. Okay, na? That's all. This is about what? Granting. Next. So you granted permissions to Vijay. Okay. So Vijay can work with EMP table. Because he wants to work with EMP table, you granted the permissions. After some time his work with EMP table is completed, then you take back the permissions. Once his work is completed, take back the permissions. How to take back the permissions? By using one command, revoke command. Sir, grant is for giving the permission and revoke is for take back the permission. Okay, then. So command user to take back permissions from user. So to give the permissions, grant command. To take back the permissions, use revoke command. Revoke command user to take back permissions from user. Okay, then. How to revoke? What is the syntax is? Okay, how to revoke? Then you have to revoke like this. Revoke what? Privileges on table name from usernames. Revoke privileges on table name from usernames. Revoke privileges on table name from usernames. Okay, example. So revoke what? Okay, then example, let's see. Who is revoking? Who granted? Batch 11. Who is revoking? Batch 11 AM. Sorry, So who is revoking is that user batch 2 p.m. is revoking. Then how we revoke? Revoke all on EMP from Vijay. After executing this command, Vijay cannot access what? EMP table. If Vijay try to access EMP table, then it gives what? Error. So because permissions are revoked. Revoke succeeded. Now just go to Vijay and check what selects are from batch 2 p.m. dot EMP. It says table or view does not exist because that permissions are what? Revoked. He cannot access this table. Understood now? Then so there are two. One is grant, another one what? Revoke. Then so now Vijay is trying to access selects are from batch 2 p.m. dot EMP. Now what this command gives? Error. Okay. That's all. This is about what? This is about grant revoke. Okay, now then. Now, so for example, sir, today you grant permissions to users. Today you grant the permissions to the users, but you don't remember which table you granted, what permissions you granted to which user. You don't remember all this. Then how to get this information? Understood now? You granted some permissions, but you don't remember this. Which table you granted, what permissions you granted to which user. You don't remember this. For this, Oracle is given two tables. Oracle is given what, sir? Two tables. See, in this, like in our example, who is granted? Batch 2 p.m. Granted to whom? Vijay. See, this user batch 2 p.m. is called grantor. Batch 2 p.m. is called grantor. Vijay is called grantee. Batch 2 p.m. is called grantor. Vijay is called grantee. One who received the permission, grantee. One who sent the permission, grantor. Okay, then. So Oracle is given two tables. One table is for grantor. One table is for grantee. So I am the grantor. I want to know which tables I granted. And I am the grantee. I want to know which tables I received. So Oracle is given two tables. Then one table is called user underscore tab underscore previews underscore made. User underscore tab underscore previews underscore made. Okay, then. Understood? Then. User underscore tab underscore previews underscore made. What this table stores? This table stores what? This table stores then. So this stores information about privileges what, sir? Granted. This stores information about privileges granted. Okay, stores information about privileges granted. Privileges granted on tables to what? Users. Source information about privileges granted on tables to users. Okay, then now let's see now. So in our example, who is the granted? Batch 2 p.m. I want to see the table. Then I want to see the table. First what? Whenever you want to, okay, then what you have to say? Describe. But this table is what? This table is created by user or created by Oracle? Oracle table. You know, user underscore constraints. You know, user underscore constraints. Yes. What the table is? Oracle table, system table. The table is not created by user. It's created by Oracle, system table. Like that, this table is also what? System table. Okay, then. So I want to see this table. First, see the structure of the table. How? Describe, user underscore, tab underscore, previous underscore, made. What this command will show? Describe EMP. Structure of EMP table means columns of EMP table. What this command will show? Columns of user tab previous made. It will show the columns. One column is what? Grantee, means the table is granted to which user. Which table is granted? Granted from which? And what privilege is granted? Okay, na? Which table is granted? Granted to which user? From which user you granted? What privilege is granted? Privilege means permission. Select, insert, update, delete, like that. So I want to see the list of, okay, na, tables granted to Vijay. I want to see the list of tables and permissions granted to Vijay. Then, so I want to display boss the list of tables with what? Permissions granted to Vijay. And then tell me how to write the query. List of tables and privileges granted to Vijay. And then what? Select what? Table name. Select what, sir? Table name. Next one, privilege. Then select what? Privilege. Then comma, table name from user underscore, tab underscore, previous underscore, made. But it will show granted to all the users. Granted to what? All the users. Okay. Then I want to see only the tables granted to Vijay. Then where grantee equals to Vijay. Then it will show only the tables granted to Vijay. Then three, insert, select, update. Insert, select, update on department table. Why it is not showing EMP table? We granted EMP table now. Then, sir, we granted EMP table also. Why it is not showing the EMP table? You granted but revoked. You granted but revoked. That's why it is not showing. You want to check again grant. Again grant. What is that is? Grant what? All on EMP to Vijay. Again run the query. So let's say table name. Table name is, it is showing this much width. What you have to do? Column, table name, What format? A10. Table name. Next one. Privilege. Privilege means insert, update, delete. I don't need this much width. Reduce. Column. Privilege. Format. A10. Now run the query. Run the query, sir. Sir, okay na? Run the query now. So execute this query. Now let's see what is EMP. Permissions on EMP, permissions on what, sir? Department table. Okay na? Then okay, you do one thing. Sort by order. Order by table name. If you say order by table name means EMP table one place, department table one place. Like, listen, just see this. See this. Oh, see this. Run this query. Sir, 3 permissions on what? Department table. 12 permissions on EMP table. 3 on department. 12 permissions on. Sir, you said all, na? All means how many? All means 12 permissions. If we say all means 12 permissions. What are the 12 permissions? Insert, select, update, references, read, on commit refresh, query rewrite, debug, index, flashback, alter, delete. So total, how many permissions? 12 permissions. If you say all means 12 permissions. Okay, na? So this query is showing list of permissions on table. Which permissions granted on which table to which user. So user is Vijay. Okay, na? Then that's all. Sir, okay, na? No. Then so this is for what? This is for, this table is for what? This is for granted. This table is for granted. This table is for granted. Next. One table is there. Sir, here suppose grantor he wants to see the list of tables granted. What privileges are granted to Vijay? Then he'll run the query. Yes or no? Suppose I'm not the grantor, I'm the grantee. I received the tables. I want to know which tables I received. Received from which user? What privileges I received? I want to know that. So there is one table. What is the table? User underscore, tab underscore, privs underscore, RECD means received. Privileges received. This is for whom? This is for grantee. So it's given two tables. So one is for grantor, one is for grantee. Okay, now let's see. Then first, before you run the query, first see the table, then write the query. So in our example, who is the receiver? Who is the receiver? Vijay. So show user Vijay. Okay, na? Then describe what? User underscore, tab underscore, then what this is? Owner. Next one, table name. Which table he received from? Which user he received? And what privileges he received? Which table you received? Received from which user? What privileges he received? Then now I want to see, then what? Same thing. I want to see list of tables received from list of tables received from batch 2 p.m. Vijay want to know list of tables received, not from batch 2 p.m., not from some. You want to see the list of tables received. What do you want to see? What privileges he received? What table he received? Received from which user? What privileges he received? And what table he received? And received from which user? You want to know that. Then what is this table? Stores what? List of privileges. What's that? Received by user. Tables by user. Oh. So tell me what then. So same query. What? Select what's it? Privilege. Select privilege. Next one, table name. Next one, grantor from user underscore, tab underscore, privs underscore, received. Now it will show all the users, received from all the users. If you want to see only received from batch 2 p.m., then where grantor equals to batch 2 p.m. Okay, then now, so execute this query. But before that, set the what's it? Otherwise, it will show come to the next line. Okay, na? Column privilege format, suppose 820. Column what's it? Table name format. 10 characters enough now, because our table names are not more than 10. Okay, na? Then column what's it? Granted format 810. So then you see this, what? All these tables are, this EMP table is received from batch 2 p.m. Department table is also received from batch 2 p.m. Vijay received these permissions on these tables from batch. You want to sort it, then better what? Write order by. Order by what? Order by table name. Table name by sort. So that first it will show EMP, next it will show department, first will show department, next show EMP. But if you, first it is showing what's it? EMP, after that DEPT, after EMP, after DEPT, after EMP, like this, no? But I want to show EMP one place, department in one place. Then what? Sort it. Sort. Then how? So then run this query. Now, see this. So these permissions received on department from batch 2 p.m. These permissions are received on EMP table from batch 2 p.m. Yes or no? There. So both are same bus, but one is for grantor, one is for grantee. Oracle is given two tables. Okay, next. Then, now let's see. That's all. This is about grant revoke. Okay, next. But in these examples, what you granted to user, what you granted to the user, you granted what? Tables. You granted the tables. Okay, then. But you granted the whole table. So you executed this command, grant all on EMP to Vijay. You granted the whole EMP table to Vijay. Yes. But Vijay is not allowed to access all the data. Is not allowed to access all the data. He doesn't need complete table. I want to hide salaries and commissions for Vijay. Vijay is not allowed to see the salaries and commissions. I want to hide the salaries and commissions for Vijay. He is allowed to see only specific data, not allowed to see all the data. Then how this can be done? So what is recommended is, don't grant the whole table to the users. Grant only required data. Whatever data is required by user, grant only the data. Don't grant all the data to the user. Okay, na? How this can be done? How this can be done? This can be done with the help of what, sir? Views. So if you want to grant specific rows and columns, then views. Okay. Now, what the next topic is? Database objects. So the last topic in SQL. Okay, na? With this, SQL part is completed. Next, we'll start PLSQL. Okay. So then, one is, what are the database objects means? What are the list of database objects? One is what? Tables. Table is one database object. What? Views. Next what? Synonyms. Next one. Sequences. Next what? Materialized views. Next what? Indexes. Tables, views, synonyms, sequence, materialized views, indexes. So this is the various database objects. In SQL, this is one second. This is in what's it? SQL. In SQL, these are the database objects. If you go to PLSQL, in PLSQL, there are, so in PLSQL also some database objects are there. One is what? Procedures, functions, packages, triggers. So this will be covered in PLSQL part. Okay, then. So in this, you already know tables. You know tables. You know working with tables. What you don't know is, you don't know what's that? Views, synonyms, sequence, materialized views, and what? Indexes. Okay, then. So we'll see what's that? Views. Then. Okay. So what is view? What is view? What is the purpose of creating views? Okay, na? Then. So here in this, then what is important is, what is view? What is the purpose? What is this is? What is the purpose of this? So, okay. So views are created for security. Views are created for security. Synonyms are created to reduce complexity. Synonyms are created to reduce. Sequences are created to generate values for primary key columns. I don't want to input the value for primary key column. Primary key column, I want to generate the primary key column values. Then we create what? Sequence. So these two are created to improve the performance. Materialized views and what's it? Indexes. They're created to improve what? Performance. So views are created for security. Synonyms are created to reduce complexity. Sequences are created to generate values per primary key columns. Materialized views and indexes are created to improve performance, query performance. Okay. So the different objects are used for different purpose. So in this, we'll start with what? Views. So what is view? Okay. What is view? A view is a subset of a table. Okay, na? Then a view is a subset of a table. That is what? Part of the table. A view is a subset of a table or part of the table. Or you can say a view is a virtual table. A view is a virtual table. So subset of a table means part of the table. Part. Okay, na? Part of the table. Next. A view is a what? Virtual table. Why virtual means? Virtual means not real. Virtual means what? Not real. Okay, now why it is called virtual table? Because what? It doesn't store data and doesn't occupy what? Memory. A view is a virtual table because it doesn't store data, doesn't occupy memory. Sir, a real table stores what? A real table stores data and occupies memory. But view is like a table, but it doesn't store the data, doesn't occupy memory. That is the reason it is called what? Virtual. And a view always derives data from what? It will not store the data, but it derives the data from what? Base table. A view always derives the data from base table. Okay, so these are the definitions you can give if anyone asks you what is view. Okay, then. So part of the table, virtual table, and derives the data from base table. Once again, sir, in the earlier, you granted like this, what? Grant Alan EMP to what, sir? Vijay. You granted like this. But what is the requirement? What is my requirement is Vijay is not allowed to access all the data. Don't grant the complete table to Vijay. Vijay is not allowed to access salaries and commissions. I want to hide the salaries and commissions for what? Vijay. Then I do one thing. So create a what? View. Create a view. In this view, include what, sir? Employee number, name, job, department number, etc. Except what Vijay is not allowed to access salaries and commissions. So don't include salaries and commissions in what? View. Include only the columns that Vijay is allowed to access. Vijay is allowed to access only these 4 columns. He is not allowed to access salaries and commission. Then do one thing. Grant what? Permissions on what? V1 to Vijay. Grant permissions on V1 to Vijay. So granting the permissions on view to Vijay. Now, if you grant the permissions view to Vijay, now Vijay can access. Vijay can access. He can access employees data. Yes. But he can't access complete data. He can access only 4. He can access number, name, job, department number. Understood? That means what we are doing with the help of views, providing what's security. What security? Column level and row level. With the help of views, we can grant only specific rows and columns to users. Got it? Then. Now, sir, one users and passwords that provide security at what level? Users and password provide security at database level. This one. Privileges provide security at what level? Table level. Which tables you are allowed to access, which tables you are not allowed to access based on the permissions granted. Yes or no? Next one. Views provide security at what level? Row and column level. Next. And views are created mainly for 2 reasons. To provide what? Security. And another one, to reduce complexity. What is the purpose? To provide security, to reduce complexity. Then how we can provide, like with the help of views, what's it? With the help of views, we can grant what? Specific rows and columns to what? Users. With the help of views, we can grant specific rows and columns to users. Okay, next. And views are two types. Views are two types. One is, okay, views are two types. One is simple views. Another one, what? Complex views. So there are two types of views, simple and complex. Okay, then first one, what? First we'll see simple views. Next we'll see complex views. Okay, simple views and complex views. Okay, next. When the view is called simple view. When the view is called simple view. So a view said to be simple if it is based on what? A view is called simple if it is created. Sir, views are created from table. Views created from table. Okay, na? If the view created from single table, it is called simple view. If the view created from multiple tables, it is called complex view. If it is based on single table, it is called simple. If the view based on multiple tables, it is called complex view. Then, so like a view, then, so if you created on single table, then it is called simple view. A view said to be simple if it is created on single table, if it is based on single table. Okay, so what is the syntax is? What is the syntax for creating the view? Create view name. Create view name. Next one, as select statement. Create view name as select statement. So this is the syntax for creating the view. If you see the syntax, it is somewhat similar to what last, like maybe yesterday or day before yesterday, we have seen. Creating a table from another table. Creating a new table from existing table. Yes or no? But there, what is the keyword we use here? Here, what is the keyword we use? Table. But here, view. What is the difference? If you use the keyword table, Oracle allocates memory. If you use keyword view, Oracle doesn't allocate the memory. If you use keyword table, Oracle allocates memory. How much means 64 kilobytes initially. The moment you create the table, Oracle allocates 64 kilobytes for storing the data. But view, when you create the view, it will not allocate what, sir? Memory. Understood? Then. Sir, okay now? No. Sir, actually, suppose my requirement is, okay na? Then there are some number of users. Let's say this is user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, like this. Different users wants different data. Employees data only, but different users want different fields. One user wants number, name, job. Another one number, name, height, date, because he wants to calculate experience. One is doing some salary slip. One is preparing the salary slip. Say one number, name, salary, commission, like that. So different users wants different fields. Then what you have to do? Actually, suppose assume views is not there. Views is not there. Then you have to create a WhatsApp. You have to create a table. You have to create a table from another table. You create one table here. So create a table. In this table, what you include? Sir, different users wants different data. User one wants number, name, job. Then create a table. In this table, include what? Number, name, job. Grant this table to user one. Next, one more table, user two. User two wants is calculating experience. To calculate experience, what he wants? Number, name, height, date. So create a table. In this table, include number, name, height, date. One is calculating salary. Salary slip is preparing the salary slip. Then create a table, grant the table like this. Different users wants different fields. Then you have to create what's it? Different tables you have to create. Like that, if you create number of tables unnecessarily, so like storage is what increases. Yes or no? Unnecessarily, it requires what's it? More memory. Like that, there are 60 users are there. 60 users wants different data. Then 60 tables you have to create. So unnecessarily the database size what's it? Increases. Okay, na? So the same data, the same employees data stored in what? Multiple tables. The same employees data, you are storing it in what? Multiple tables. So what this is called? Redundancy. What the redundancy problem is? Memory wastage. Okay, na? That is the reason. So what Oracle is introduced? Oracle is introduced what? Don't create the table for this type of scenarios. Don't create the tables. Create virtual table. What that virtual table is called? View. So create what? For example, view V1. Create a V1. In this view, include that. Then grant view to the user. Now, is Oracle allocates any memory for view? No, it will not allocate memory. Understood? Then, if you create tables, what is the problem? Memory, redundancy, memory wastage. So that is the reason Oracle is introduced what? Views. So which doesn't store data, doesn't occupy memory. Okay, then. Now let's take example. I'm creating a view. Then, so, but once again, just see this. You create a view. So I'll create a view like this. Who is creating? What's that? Then, so let's go to this. With this user, batch 2 p.m. See, once again, batch 2 p.m. creating the view. Create view, what's that? V1 as select what? Number, name, job, department number from EMP is creating the view. In this view is including only these 4 fields. Number, name, job, department number. Okay. Then create the view. But when he is trying to create, what Oracle is saying? Insufficient, what's it? Privileges. Why? Oracle is saying insufficient privileges. So what is the meaning? Insufficient privileges means user is not having permissions to create the view. User is not having permission to create view. He has got permission to create the tables, but is not having the permission to create what's it? Views. Then give the permission to user. Who has to give the permission? Who has to give the permission? Admin. Admin has to give the permission. Then what? Then see, go to what? Admin. Who is the admin? System manager. And then grant. How to grant? Grant what? Grant what? View. Grant view. Grant what, sir? Create view. Grant create view to what? Batch 2 p.m. So granting create view permission to batch 2 p.m. So after executing this command, so batch 2 p.m. can create the views or not? Yes. So whenever you get a like insufficient privileges, that means you do not have the permissions to create that. Then what you have to do? Go to DBA and grant the permission. Okay, na? Then. So like before going to example, then what is this is granting permission to create what's it? View. Granting permission to create view. Then what is system manager is grant create view to what? Vijay. Sorry, not Vijay, who wants to create batch 2 p.m. So okay, this is now let's go to what? Let's go to and now what's that? Now create the view. Okay, na? So creating view. Okay, then who is creating? Batch 2 p.m. Now batch 2 p.m. can create what's that? View. So creating view. Then like what? How to create view v1 as select number, name, job, department number from EMP. Okay, then let's create. Now we can create. Now we can create or not? Yes. So then let's create this because he has got permission. So the view created. Next. Then after creating this, then tell me after executing this command, what happens? When this command is executed, what happens? Oracle creates what? View v1 and what it stores? It stores query, but not query output. Query output means data. Data is not stored in view. That's what I said. View doesn't store the data. Sir, okay na? Understood? So after executing this command, what happens is Oracle creates view v1 and stores what, sir? Query. This query is stored, not query output. Query is stored, not query output. Query output means what? Data. This data is not stored in v1. What is stored in v1? This query is stored in v1. Not query output. What? Query. Query is stored in view. Okay, na? Then now see this. So then when this command is executed, Oracle creates view v1 and stores query. But not query output. but not query output. So Oracle creates V1, stores query, but not query output. Okay, na? That's why I said it is a virtual, because it's not storing the data. It is storing the WhatsApp query. So I run this one, select star from V1. When I run this, it will show the data or it will not show the data. If I run this select star from V1, will it show the data or it will not show the data? It will not show the data. So select star from WhatsApp V1, select star from V1. So let me run this. So select star from V1, showing the data. Select star from V1. It is showing the data or not? Yes. But what I said, it is not storing the data. When it is not storing the data, from where this data is displayed? Sir, okay, na? When it is not storing the data, from where this data comes from? Sir, what I said, a view always, what, sir? Derives the data from what? Base table. That means, once again, when you run this query, you submit this query to Oracle. What Oracle internally execute the query like this, select star from V1. Select star from V1, na? So wherever you reference V1, the V1 is replaced with this query. Sir, V1 stores query. If you refer V1, so the V1 is replaced with this query. That's all. That means executing this query means what is executed? Executing this query means if you execute this query is executed. Executing the query on view means this query is executed. What is this query returns? This query returns employee numbers, name, jobs, and department numbers. So whatever data written by this query, that data is displayed here. That means this data is not coming from view. It is coming from table, base table. Okay, na? So whenever you run the query on view, so this query is executed. Okay, then. So now when above query submitted to Oracle, it execute the query as follows. When you submit the above query, it execute the query like this. Sir, okay, na? No. Okay. So you understood the concept. View, creating the view, what it stores. When you create the view, what it stores. When you run the query on view, what happens? Whenever you run the query on view, so this query is executed. The query associated with V1 is executed. Understood that? Then. So it derives the data from table. Now, actually, why you created this? What is the purpose? Why you created this V1? So why you created this view? Because there is a user. The user is not allowed to access the complete table. Is allowed to access only these 4 columns. That's why he created the view. Yes. Now what you have to do? Grant this view to the user. Okay, na? Then. So granting what? Permissions on view to user. Granting permissions on view to the user. Who is created? Who created? Batch 2 p.m. Batch 2 p.m. granting permissions on view to user. Is granting permissions on view to which user? Vijay. Sir, only difference is, boss, earlier we granted the table. Now what? Creating a view and granting the view to the user instead of granting the table. What is the difference between granting the table, granting the view? If you grant the table, you can access what? All the data. If you grant view, you can access specific data. Understood? Then. So he cannot see the complete table. He can see only part of the table. That part of the table is called view. Okay? Then. Now, so tell me, is Vijay can what? Is user Vijay? He can access EMP table? Vijay can access EMP table. Vijay can access EMP table? Yes, but you can say yes, but he can't access the whole EMP table. He can access EMP table through V1. He can't access table directly. He can access table through V1. Okay, then you want to see the data. Then, so let me run this. Then, so let me execute this. Then granted permissions to what set? Vijay. So the permissions are granted to Vijay. Okay. Now Vijay can see. Vijay can see. Yes. How? Select what? Star from. Select star from batch 2 p.m. dot v1. Who created this? Batch 2 p.m. It's not created by Vijay. It is granted from batch 2 p.m. So the view should be prefixed with what? Username. Then see this. Now you can see what's that? Now you can see the data or not? Yes. You can see the employees data. Yes or no? Then. Now, but he can't see the whole data. He can see only one. What he can see? This Vijay can see only numbers, name, jobs and department numbers. He can't see the complete table. He can see only these 4 columns. Understood? Then. Next. And Vijay can update. Can we update the data through view? Sir, can we update? Vijay can update. Can we update the through view? On view. So can we insert? Can we update? Can we delete? Can we insert the record through view? Yes. Can we update the record through view? Yes. Can we delete the record through view? Yes. If you perform any operations on view, that operations are performed on any command you execute on view bus, that commands are executed on base table. Any commands you execute on view, that commands are executed on what? Base table. So like, let's say, for example, what Vijay is doing, is updating what's it? Just see what update what? Update what? Batch 2 p.m. what? V1 set salary equals to 3000, where employee number equal to 7369. So it is updated. Where it is updated? Not view. View doesn't store. View doesn't store anything. Whatever commands you execute on view, that commands are actually executed on base table. So then, sorry, not salary. No. What? Update what's it? Batch 2 p.m. dot v1 set what? Job equals to manager, where employee number equal to 7369. Updated, no? So job is updated. Who updated? Vijay is updated. Where it is updated? Table. It's updated in what, sir? Table. Is batch 2 p.m. can see the change? Is batch 2 p.m. can see the changes? Yes. After commit. You can see the changes after commit. So let's say what? Commit the changes. Once changes are committed, now you see this select star from what, sir? EMP. You see this EMP table. 7369 job is updated with what, sir? 7369. The job is updated with what? Manager. Understood? Okay, na? So if we can make any changes, so that changes are what, sir? That changes. If we make any changes in view, it is changed in what, sir? Table. But you can see the changes after commit. But see, what he's doing is updating V1 set salary equals to 3000, where employee number equal to 7369. What happens? This gives what? Error. Why? Because through view, you cannot update what? Salary. Because salary is included or not included? Not included. So you cannot update salary through view. Through view, we can update only the columns which are included in view. Understood? Then, so now, what is this? Is update batch 2 p.m. dot emp set job equals to manager, where employee number equal to 7369. Third one, update emp, update batch 2 p.m. dot end set what? Salary equal to what, sir? Suppose something 3000, where employee number equal to 7369. What this command gives? Error. Next one then. Okay, then. Okay, that's how. This is what. But here, like what you are providing is, you are providing column level security. You granted what's it? Columns, specific columns. You created a view in this view, including specific columns and a granted view. So you can access only these columns, which I can access. I want to provide row level security. Then, so Vijay is allowed to access only the employees belongs to 20th department. He is not allowed to access employees belongs to other departments. He can access only 20th employees list. Then what? Then, so this is what? Row level security. Then say this. What batch 2 PM is doing is creating what's it? View. Create view. V2 as select number, name, job, department number from EMP, where department number equals to 20. Now So this user can access what? This user. Now, one view created in this way, I'm including only the employees belongs to 20th. So there are 5 employees belongs to 20th. How many rows are included in V2? 5 rows. Okay. Now, next, this is granted to what? To what, sir? Vijay. Now, Vijay can access only employees belongs to what? Then 20th department. He can't see the employees belongs to other departments. He can see only the employees belongs to 20th department. So hiding, yes or no? Hiding the data. In previous example, you're hiding salaries and commissions. Now in this example, you're hiding. So 30th and 10 employees belongs to 10, employees belongs to 30th departments are hidden for Vijay. Yeah, na? That's all. So this is what, like, then one is column level, one is row level. But these two views are what, sir? These two views are what? These two views are based on how many tables? One table. So these two views are simple tables. One more is there. What is that is? Complex. Okay, then. Okay, na? So we'll see that in the next class.
పెట్టామో అయినా ఫుల్ అవుట్పుట్ వస్తుంది. టూఏ సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి కదా, ఓన్లీ ఒకటే సెలెక్ట్ అవ్వాలి కదా, అయినా ఫుల్ అన్నీ వస్తున్నాయి.
అసలు నువ్వు ఎక్కడిచ్చావు? ఎస్కేప్ ఇస్తే సరిపోదు కదా, ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వాలి కదా దీంట్లో ప్యాటర్న్ లో. అసలు యాక్చువల్ నీకేం కావాలి? టేబుల్లో ముందు పర్సంటేజ్ ముందు బ్యాక్ స్లాష్ ఉండాలి కదా. ఇక్కడ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయి ఆ టేబుల్లో పర్సంటేజ్? ఏది? ఓకే, హరి. దెన్ ఇక్కడ పర్సంటేజ్ ముందు బ్యాక్ స్లాష్, పర్సంటేజ్ బ్యాక్ స్లాష్ పర్సంటేజ్. For what? For
I'm here for data analyst.
Data analyst. Oh. That means what course you are learning next? Or Python. Oh. Then okay, not required. SQL.
Like that Power BI and
No,
I think it would be completing.
not required. For Power BI, PLSQL is not required. SQL is enough.
Okay. Okay. It's like any decision. You are getting opportunity.
No.
Python.
No. Actually, boss, here, if you want to build your career in analyst, data analyst, PLSQL is also good if you know. Can I? Yes. Okay. Well, you'll be learning some techniques here. It's up to you, but oh, if time is there, attend. If time is not there, okay, you can leave it. Okay. Okay, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow class is there.